Welcome back, everyone, to the Complete Pineleaf. We are here at Garsfeld, where we've been asked to help with some of the troubles they've been having here, such as with these half orcs, like this one. We need to deal with the half orcs. We need to deal with the goblin riders. We needed to collect stolen rations from the goblin riders. So we do have to deal with the riders most definitely. And we have to somehow fool the crows into thinking that we are a scarecrow. Actually, that was planting crops. Yes, I also need to plant new crops, of course. Yes, of course, I remember that, right? Oh yeah, these fire starters. Fire starters. All right, there we go. Got the stolen rations back. Now, this is how I imitate a scarecrow. Well, I better kill them before they pick out my ears. Defeat confused Crabine. Say, hey, what? That scarecrow moved. Oh, crazy. Now let's take care of this one. Hey, you. This guy is just standing there. Yeah. Well, if you're just going to stand there, good grief. Good grief. And now for the soldiers. So we have found the half-orcs, obviously. Now we know how to get the rations back. I've imitated some scarecrow and killed a few. And even found a few places to plant seeds, and I'm very confident that those squirrels aren't going to try to. I mean, if the commando don't eat the seeds, I would think that squirrels would try to. I mean, really, that's what squirrels do, right? Eat seeds. Hello there. I finished planting those seeds.
Our mission is dire.
Thank you, Pineleaf. I know not if many of those you planted will make it through the week, but it fills me with hope that one day Garsfeld will be as beautiful as it once was. You have my thanks. Ooh. Well, at least she doesn't falsely believe that every single one of those seeds will survive. And here we have Agilri, who wanted us to pretend to be a scarecrow.
What
Yes.
business have you with the Rohirrim?
Oh, it worked! Those wretched birds got what they had coming, I'd say. Thank you for your aid. Maybe now some of my crops will actually make it to the next harvest. If we're lucky. Whee! Ooh, 84. Yes, a summons to Hootbold. From Fostrid to Pineleaf. On Hootbold, please read what I have written, as Eastmit is in dire need. Alright, let's get that. Of course, that gives us a quest. You have done much to aid us, and I'm thankful for that. The battle for Rohan is just beginning, however. Not long ago, a company of orcs came through the hills of the East Wall and burned down a town called Hootbold. This it was an important part of our eastern defenses against the enemy, and I fear that without it, Walstow will not hold for long. I wish for you to go to Hootbold and lead in the rebuilding effort. The work will be great, and the people of Rohan are already suffering much and do not have a great deal to give. But if you can defend them, serve them, and inspire them, they will answer your call and come to your aid. I have dispatched Edgar to Hootbold. Find him there, and he will guide you through the repairing and restoration of the town so that it may once more serve for the glory of the Rohirrim. Now, one of the reasons I wanted to unlock Hootbold as quickly as possible and to reach 84 sooner rather than later, which is why I wasn't using a disabler or anything like that, is because Hootbold takes a while to do, and I'm hoping to get through as much of it as possible before the release of the Western Rohan region. Now, my guess is that Western Rohan is going to come out in the middle of June. That is just a complete guess, but I want to be ready for that. And a month in order to Hootbold will help in that. And besides, there's also Wildermore. I've recovered these rations from the goblins.
What brings you to these lands?
You ran them down? Well, sort of stuck javelins in them, but it worked. I'm amazed that so many of the rations were untouched. Those greedy goblins never have any patience. Good. Let my father know that this is done. I'm certain he has more for you to do. I'm sure he does. I'm sure that there was a second batch that each of them had that has already been consumed. Knowing goblins. Hello there.
You did very well.
I'm glad that you've returned, Pineleaf. The half-orcs will taste revenge for the destruction that they've wrought. You have the thanks of Garsfeld, but as always, there's more to be done. Oh, what a shock. What a complete shock.
Thank you for your help.
You've done very well, Pineleaf. I've heard joy echoing through Garsfeld in a way I have not for weeks now. Those half-orcs have given us enough trouble. Now that the people are secure, let us fall upon our foes. And I will do that, but first I have been asked to summon to Hootbold, and I will head over there first. Then I will get back to your next trouble. Welcome to Hootbold, or at least what's left of it. It seems to be in rather nasty shape, which is not surprising considering that I was told that it needs to be rebuilt. And you don't talk about rebuilding a place in the middle of a war if it were in good shape, right? Yep. Everything seems to be down. The mead hall here is all blackened and burned. Few are around here. Just a couple people, such as Edgar here, who is going to be helping me in these rebuilding efforts.
Will you aid the horse lords?
I'm glad that you've come. There is a great deal to do, and we must get started immediately. Immediately, if not sooner, of course.
The Rohirrim have need of your services.
I'm glad to see that you have found your way here, Pineleaf. There's a great deal of work to do if we're to call this town of a town of Rohan. I believe the people of the Eastament will rally to aid you, but the effort will be great. They have plenty of concerns of their own to focus upon. You mean like the war, the orcs, the Easterlings, and oh yes, Dunlanding. Well, all right, the Dunlandings are probably more of a problem on the other side of Rohan. But anyway, a great deal of trouble. Yes, there are 9 main areas in town. The mead hall is nestled up near the cliffs with the study, smithy, and armory tucked behind it. Below that are the areas for the inhabitants in each of the 4 eastern ridings. To the northwest of the walls are a few farmsteads, while on the south is what remains of the lumber mill and water wheel. Before we get started with our repairs, I encourage you to take a quick look around and familiarize yourself with the town. My hope is that you'll be able to help us transform this place and that it will not look as it currently does for very long. Yeah. see, so we have here is the mead hall. The mead hall of Hootbold is a large, impressive structure. There's much to be done to restore its glory. Yes, it could use a bit of work there. And filling some of these timbers will need to be replaced. I'm sure we have to determine what's still structurally sound, what can be salvaged, what can't be. Because if you want everything to look perfect and pristine, I mean, wait, you may have to wait till the war is over, but it has to look good enough for the. I, I went completely around that, didn't I? Hey, that's always been my trouble with Hootbold and trying to get through the first time. I wound up going behind the mead hall instead of down this way. And all these barter things you see, they don't become active until after I manage to unlock everything. So here we have the. Ah, while they're not scholars, the Rohirrim know the power and value of knowledge. This place was once that and can be used for such again, alright? Enough of the structure remains that with a little work, this smithy could probably be put back to good use. Well, we'll need things like anvils and the like, I presume. Right? Is that it? That there are 3 areas back here. Nah, everything that's left is already here. Okay, the people of the world build strong defenses. They'll be a great boon to Hootbold if they return. Alright, now I want to visit the lumber mill. The people of the Indwash are renowned for their tales and songs. They will not allow any town to forget its past. It's probably where most of the scholars come from. Here is the lumber mill, right? While the river now flows by unchecked, once repaired, this mill will be of great use to Hootbold. Well, let me see. A lumber mill in a place that desperately needs lumber in order to be rebuilt. Yes, it will be useful. Poor trees, though, that you're going to have as a result of that. The trees won't appreciate what you have to do in order to create said lumber. Now let's see, head up around here. Trying to remember all the places around. Oh, we're back near the. Oh yeah, there they are. That's the mead hall. Someday I might actually remember the layout. I know it's been a few years actually since I've attempted Hootbold. The people of the Norcrofts are unrivaled for the command of horses, as they need to. That will of course be useful in defending. And that just leaves the Sootcrofts, who are the hosts of this place, because Hootbold is in the Sootcrofts. So you would think you'll need people from the Sootcrofts more than any other place. There won't be much of a town without Sootcroft people, considering that where it's located, and that's the Wold District. Straterolls, let me head out to the farm, and then I could look for the Sootcrofts district. The farmer houses escaped mostly unscathed, but the farm itself did not. Repairing these will be a priority if anyone is to return, especially if I plan to do any farming with this character. And speaking of farming, I'm still only halfway through that particular crafting tier. So if the farms were repaired, I could use this as a farm in order to do that. Yes. Now, to look for the Sucrofts district, assuming I can get through the entrance. I hope these poles are as effective as keeping out the enemy as they are at keeping me out. I think the Sucrofts section is down this way. Yeah, The people of Sucrose are experts at farming and assaulting the enemy. They will empower any town to outlast and destroy the enemies. So we have the expert writers, the expert farmers, the expert bards, and I forgot what the wold do. The people of the wold build strong defenses. Okay. Hello there, I checked out all the locations.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
As you see, good hobbit, there is much to be done here. The forces of the enemy have wrought much destruction. It is up to us to rally the Eastmen and show them that that the will and spirit of Rohan will never fade. Yes, of course.
The Rohirrim will need your aid.
The mead hall is the heart of any Rohirrim town. It represents strength and hope and tradition. Once it is rebuilt, it will be a signal to the people of the Eastmen that we are serious about restoring Hootbold to its former glory. So I need to gather 25 Hootbold tokens. And how do I get these?
What brings you to these lands?
Hootbold is one step closer to being rebuilt and restored. Legends of Rohan. Alright, and these are this. Rebuild the mead hall. Oh. Well, okay, he gave me 25 when he gave me the quest. And then, of course, spent 25 to build it. Alright, fine. There you go. See, it looks much, much better now. It's even prettily decorated. And now we have to do that for all these places. Right, all these things here. Now I think I need tokens of Hootbold, and I have a feeling that if I check things here, if I read that right, I currently have 0 because I need to do quests in Hootbold. I think all the quests he has here are just to build various areas. I give them the priority I want. Probably the stable master and the stables and the milestone will be priorities here. So I can get back and forth here, especially that milestone, because it'll be nice to be able to get here quickly. As for the stable master, I need to be allied before they're really good to them, but I think I'm working my way up to my reputation currently with Norcross, Wold, and Entwash Vale. I'm high on friend, so I'm getting pretty close to where I need to be for ally. Seed Crops is going to take a while because I just got started on their quest line. The key to all this is completing a series of daily quests.
The Rohirrim will need your aid.
Aiding the Eastmen. There's much to do to aid the people of the Eastmen. Threats approach us from all sides, and those in power seem ignorant of the dangers, or worse. Go out and aid the good peoples of these lands, and they shall in time return your favors. So you will complete quests for aiding the Eastmen. There are 5 of these, so I figure that I will go to one of the 3 areas I've already been to do the ones for them. I think that might give me enough rep to get ally with that one, so I could have quick ones in there. And after 3 days, I'll have ally with 3 of them. And after doing that, then I could do quests within the Sucrofts in order to slowly get that up. So I'm going to be doing this in the background. Let's see, which one should I do first? What would be a nice area to go to? How about we get over to, actually, where are my milestones right? Well, I've got one in Aworth, so I might as well head over to Aworth and do a few things there. And here are the Aworth Hootbold quest givers. They used to have a limited number that were available each day, but now they have it so that they're all available. so you could pick and choose which ones you want. That was one of their things to make things a little bit easier to get done. And that was done, of course, after this was endgame, when it was no longer the top end stuff, so you could now get through Hootbolt a little bit faster. Let's see. We had resupplying the line, the beacon. Well, I'll try the beacon offline or do that later or what?
Our success depends upon our strength.
Defeat
aid us?
mounted Uruks on the road to Thornhope. Oh, that'll be fun. Ah, here we go. Here we go. A bunch of these things. So these are various quests that are going to go into instances. And I guess I'll do those. Now, it's getting late, though. So what I'll do is I will do these little instances offline because I do not want Hootball to be taking over all the episodes that we have on here. I just wanted to make sure to say that I am starting Hootball. I will be doing that in the background as I am doing my other quests. And if I finish everything else before finishing up Hootball, then I then could make that the main line. But for now, I am going to leave it off here. And when we return next time, I am going to be back in Garsfeld, hopefully with a little bit of rep earned to various locations from what I've done in Hootbald. And that's what we have in the next episode of The Complete Pineleaf.